Good morning. Yes, I know. Things are drying out. We're getting some sunshine. Uh, First of all, this transistor tester that I got from George Kostapi of the UK, I got this idea from Buddy at the radio shop. He's got his tester mounted on a board. You know, the last time I had one of these, I had one with the full screen on it. I tried to make a case for it, and I even had one with a case, but it failed. The one before that, I had a case almost made, but the thing failed on me. So we're not going to try to make a case. We're going to mount it on a board, and then I'm going to put 3 clip leads on here, and I got the little clips. I found 3 clips right here that I took off. I think you even know if I'm in camera. Am I in camera? Yeah. That I took off the red rubber because they kept slipping. You know, these are the cheap Chinese leads. So I'm gonna make up 3 test leads after I mount this. I went out to my hardware store because I can't find anything small enough in my screw door, and I have 8 screw doors, 4 in each those little metal cabinets. And I mean, I can find 1 or 2 screws, so I just figured, well, I went to my hardware store and they got everything, you name it, they got it. And I says, I brought this along, and I says, I need some screws, wood screws, round head Phillips that will go in here, okay? And I want to mount this on the board. What I did here is I already drilled with a tiny drill bit 4 holes about 3/4 the way through this board. And I got these little spacers that are going to go up under here like that, and they're going to go like this, and I'm going to mount this so this will be up in the air, because if I don't use the spacers, I'm going to crack the board, because you got the printed circuit, you know, and the screws here. So if you tighten these down, you're going to bend the board with these screws here, kind of like teeter-totter, you know. So you don't want that to happen. So what I'm going to do now, and I'm going to try to do it on camera here, is I got to get a Phillips screwdriver that will fit these screws. Let's see, first of all, let's see, maybe I have one here. Yeah, I got one here on the other bench there. So the first thing we want to do is line this up with the pilot hole. Probably should have done build the pilot hole just a wee bit bigger, but no, I guess that's all right. It's going in good. You always pre-drill when you're putting screws into wood. Your drill bit should be the diameter of the valley of the threads. In other words, not the outside diameter of the screw, but where the valley of the thread, or the, I guess you'd call it the root of the thread. So now we got to put one on this side. We leave it loose so that we can manipulate this. Put it. These little sleeves I had for many years. I have no idea where I got them. I have a few of them in the big shed. Now this is not going to be easy for my eyesight to see that. I have to almost go by feel when it drops into the hole. The hole is very, very small. I think I got it. I think so. I'll tell you in a minute. Maybe I don't. I guess I should have drilled those holes bigger, but I'm probably not getting it in the hole because I can't see that. It shouldn't go in that hard. Well, I guess it's lined up with it. Normally I don't work like this on camera because I need to get my head right in there to see what I'm doing. It takes me 10 times longer to do something. A lot of my work, when I do stuff like this, I go by feel because I can't see it. Okay, that one's going in a lot easier. So this one I must have missed the hole. I must have missed the hole because that screw is going in hard. It's going in now. Alright. I'm going to tighten them up too much here. I won't be able to get the last one in. I think I got it. Okay. All right. Yeah, these holes should have been drilled a little bit better. I should have used the 1/16 inch bit. I used the next size down. I don't recall what the size was because I would have to get my magnifying glass on the drill gauge and see what it is. But she's going in. It's got to take your time because you don't want to damage the PC board. And these here are steel spacers, but I checked and I made sure that they wouldn't short out the circuit traces on the bottom of the circuit board, and they were fine. Alright, for that we'll pull this one out a little bit. There we go. Guess I didn't drill down deep enough with this one. Oh boy. I hope I don't have to re-drill this hole. I don't want my screwdriver to slip. It'll bust the board for sure. Oh, that's got to come down about a 1/16 inch. Man, I didn't drill that good at all. Okay. All right. Okay, that's good. That's good. Now, I have some very unusual wire that I got from Jewett City. I've never seen insulation like that in my life. Let me dig it out because I want to use it. It's stranded. It seems to be tin copper, but the insulation on it is black and virtually impossible to strip with any stripper I've got. And it seems to be Teflon. It's slippery like silicone. And if you looked at one of my other videos on those spring clip things here, these things, I used that wire on these. Well, I'm going to use 3 of those wires. They'll all be black, of course, but it don't matter. And I'm going to put them under these screws. But the hardest part is going to be stripping this. I have never seen wire like that. Okay. I got 3 different methods of stripping this wire. It's hard to say. It's a very hard. Let me work with this one here. They all have these little round connectors on the end, and they're going to be very handy for using it in Uncle Dorkle. I have a lot more of this. Now, I have no idea what this material is. No matter where I adjust this, I hope I'm still in camera because the camera's over my head on a box on the tripod. Nothing happens when I try to strip it here. Nothing. All it did is flatten down the insulation a little bit. Alright, I set this to 26 gauge. And in order to hold it from slipping out of my hands, to put it on the pliers, this time it's stripped. Now, I don't know if I cut any strands. I don't think I did. It's tinned. It's definitely copper, but it's tin copper, stranded. But the feel of the wire feels like it's solid wire, but it isn't. No. All right, we're going to make 2 leads out of this. I don't need anything longer than that. And they're going to go into here, and then I'll solder these little clip leads on it, and then I'll be able to use this thing. So the first thing I want to do, that's stripped good. Get this little white tag off of there. It's impossible to strip this thing if you try to hold this. Even if you wrap this around your finger, you'll strangle your finger, so to speak. There's very, very hard insulation. I have never seen insulation like that. That's so hard to strip. 26 gauge. That time I just cut the wire right off because I can't see without a magnifying glass. I probably didn't have it in the 26 gauge groove. So I just chopped. That's why I didn't cut the wire down the middle yet. Okay. All right. Now, If I don't screw up the other end, I'll be able to make 2 out of this. But this thing, no matter where I adjust this, it will not strip this at all. I cut it off again. Ah. I think we're going to use the dikes. I do better with the dikes because I can't see to get in the valley. In the 26 gauge valley, I must be coming out of, on the high point and cutting the wire off. Oh, damn aggravating, rotten eyesight. Ah! Ah! Oh, this is terrible wire to strip. Ah! Yeah. I've never seen wire like this in my life. Insulation, I should say. I think I got it. I'm going to end up cutting the whole thing off here. Oh, is that wire there or is that insulation? That's a wire in there too. Maybe I should just scrap the idea of using this wire in the first place. There's a piece of wire mixed in with the insulation. We'll just cut it off anyways. Trying to thread a needle. It's just as bad. Alright, so I got that one. This is why it takes me so long to do something. Let's fight with this one now. Oh, good. That one came out good. All right, so we lost a little length, but not that much, about a 1/4 inch. All right, now we got to cut one more. And you see, these got nice terminals on it, but I can use one of these. This looks a little heavier. Yeah. All right. Let's strip this one at this end. Interesting video, huh? I want to thank all the well wishers and prayers and everything on the last video. We'll just leave that all unanswered. I appreciate everything. Well, I'm going to have to take a chance on this. Got to go by feel. Okay, I got that. Alright, let's see. I think this is a little heavier. I hope it goes in that terminal block down below. I mean, on the tester. Let's make this a little longer in case I screw up, which is nothing new. I think this wire is stranded. Yeah. Yes, I do have a viewfinder on this camera, John Svita. I got your comment. I read him. But I have to do what I can do. Sometimes it comes in good in focus, sometimes it don't. Now let's cut the other side. It looks like it's... I just want to make sure it wasn't a shielded wire. But in recent years, when I use a wire stripper, I usually cut off a couple of strands. I can't help it. I just can't see to get into these things. So I have to go by feel, to feel the valley dropping in. And I think why it's so hard is I'm probably digging into the wire. Either that or the insulation is brutal. Man, I have never seen wire like this that's so hard to strip in all my life. Yeah, look at that. I pulled out half the strands. Let's see, it's probably got enough anyways. Yeah. I cut half the strands out. I just can't see this stuff. Yeah, it'll be alright. It'll be alright. I'm not gonna fart around with it anymore. No. Alright, that's good. I don't have to worry about that one. Good. I can put the wire in and pinch it down and solder it. Good. These are all good. Let's see if I can... Threading a needle. It's kind of a boring video. I have to rely on my glasses because I can't hold a magnifier and do this too. We'll just solder it. I'm not going to crimp it down. We'll just solder it. Good enough. See if I can... Alright. I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't. Off camera as always. Alright, we'll get the soldering iron on. I've never seen wire like this in all my life. So hard to strip. I think it's Teflon insulation is what it is. And it's virtually impossible to strip. You have to bite into it so hard you end up cutting strands. Alright, let's get some solder here. Move this out of the way so we don't get a hot iron on it. Yeah, so on that last video, I don't have any problem with you, John Svita. The only problem I had is, okay, you've got a warped sense of humor, as you say, but it hit me wrong. And when you doubt everybody else, that really hit a nerve. So I don't have a problem. I'm not, as I said, there'll be times I'll let the comment come through, and I did this time, and I appreciate your well wishes too on my cousin and her husband, Sam. You see, nope. It's not taken to the damn clip. It's taken to the wire, but it's not taken to the clip. A big glob of solder on it, mostly on the wire. I guess it took. I've got a tail on the end here. But, you know, I get my needle nose, my dikes in there and try to cut that off. I'll probably cut the damn wire off. I can't see that. Can't even see where my clippers are going. There's not enough magnification on this magnifying glass either. Of course, I'm left-handed, so I'm pretty useless with my right hand. I got a sharp tail on the wire here, and I just cannot see. I can't use this. I gotta use my magnifying glass. I got a sharp tail sticking right up. It hurts your fingers when you're working on it. Yeah, I got it. Oh. Gotta use this. This is better than this. Okay. All that time just to do one clip. It amazes me that, you know, guys like George and, you know, even Doug can wire these tiny, tiny kits using nothing more than maybe even reading glasses or maybe one of these magnifier lamps. They just don't magnify enough for me. I was going to make, this was going to be, I got my soldering iron on all the while. Didn't even pay attention to that. The tip will get tarnished unless you take care of them. Alright, we just coat the tip with the solder before we put it away. That's why I got that flashing light on my soldering station. Just happens to be that I glanced up at it and realized it was still on. It takes me so long to solder these things, I shut the iron down in between use. Okay, so we got that one done. This end will go into the tester. Alright, so we got one done. 2 more to go. And let's see if I can. This helps a little, but it doesn't bring it up enough. I can't see that. There's a hole in there, but I can't hold a magnifier and do that too. And like I said, that visor thing, I bang into everything with it. So that's why you don't see me using that. Just cannot get that. I know this wire will fit in that little hole. There's a little hole in the clip here. But like I say, it's like threading a needle. I got it. See. Okay, I think that will. Alright, now I put the iron back on. That's why I try to buy my leads and stuff ready-made. But the problem is they're made so cheap and lousy, especially the Chinese ones, and they're not even soldered on a lot of them. Am I still recording? Yep. It's going to have a lot of editing, but it's WVGA, so it'll be pretty fast. Alright, let me see if I can get this over there. This helps when I'm soldering, but trying to find a hole in the clip using this just didn't work out. Alright, we'll shut the iron off. The old spit routine. You'll know the spit routine? You wet your fingers and you hit the solder and spit routine. Done it for years. Now let's inspect it. Inspector Gadget. Oh, that one came out pretty good. That one's a nice clean ball of solder, but it's got a little sharp point on it. I want to try to get off, and yeah, we're going to have to do one of these routines. I have to put it up here like this, turn it around so I can get at it, get my magnifier on it, and cut that little sharp point off. Still can't see it. Still can't see it. Because I'm so afraid I'm going to cut the wire right off the clip. Good. Perfect. Perfect. These are going to be sharp. Because they got the little sharp prongs that you bend over sticking up. But I'll bend those over. And these will work out quite well. I rather have this type, but I only have one left without a wire. But that's alright. This will do perfectly. As long as I'm careful. I mean, it's no harm if they're shorted out. The tester will, it's not going to hurt the tester. Because if you had a shorted transistor, it would be the same thing. So, let me see if I can. This thing is awkward here to get where you want it. Let me get my needle nose here. I'll bend that over. To think I used to do this stuff in the 70s. Second nature. I'd have been all done with this thing and working on the next project by now if it'd been in the 1970s when I was doing it. Alright, I bent them over. So let's get the other one bent over. Over here. Because those things sticking up are sharp. Remember, we're working without a boot on them. Alright. What I might do is put a little heat shrink on. I'll do that off camera. Alright, so we got two clip leads made. This wire is a little thicker than the other one, but they're both stranded. So now we got to make up one more. Make up one more. Da-da-da. Ah, the strands got pulled out. This is probably the first time you've ever seen me. This is what I go through all the time. This is common. You just don't see it on video. It takes me hours to do something somebody can do in 10 minutes. You can't get that in there. You cannot see that hole. I'm gonna have to do it this way. Coming in from the inside. There we go. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now you see why I am called the Blind Tinkerer. In case any of you wonder why I'm called that, I call myself that. Now let me see if I can trim that wire before I solder it. I don't know. Okay. Alright, let's get the iron on. And the heat up. I have a revised circuit from James Asbell on the crowbar, external crowbar circuit for the power supply. It's in my computer. I have not yet printed it out. He sent me a 15-volt Zener, and I'm going to use this SCR here to try it out, and we're going to try to circuit out on my power supply, my regulated power supply 6 amp, and we're going to do it on a small scale and see how it works out. The iron's hot. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Seems to take me much longer to solder. I see a lot of people solder on, you know, and they just go bing, 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 and it's on there. Me, I spend a lot of time. There it goes. Because you have to heat up the clip, and the clip is heat sinked to this. So the solder always takes to the wire first, and, you know. All right. Spit it out. Tui. All right, we got the heat shrink here. We decided to do it on camera. After all, I did everything else on camera. So let's move this out of the way here for now. And let's see what we've got for heat shrink that'll fit over that. See if this is big enough. Yeah. Alright, I got quite a few of these, so we'll use the full length here, and that'll kind of give it some strength. I have a heat gun, but why waste 1500 watts of energy to heat up such a small area as this? I used to use a match all the time in my workshop for these things. Not bad. 1 down, 2 to go. And I bent over the little prongs that clamp the wire. Let's see, I think this is the one, or I think we used this small one. I think we used the smaller one there. We don't want it too big. We'll keep the size the same. Alright. Here we go. Da-da-dee-dee, there we go. Perfect. That's what I like. The job goes smoothly. 1 more. Do-do-do-do. They passed an ordinance in the town. They said I had to tear it down. That little brown shack out back, so dear to me. Oh, the health department said it day was over and dead, but it'll stand forever in my memory. How do you like that, huh? Not to sing in this. Alright, you might as well watch me do this too. Okay, we're going to just keep these wires from fraying. We'll tin them. Now this fat one here, this heavier gauge wire, I may have a problem with that. Maybe I won't tin that one. Do you believe I can't see the solder? The solder is on the top or the bottom of the wire until I can actually see the solder move. Alright. Like I say, this wire tins very well because it's pre-tinned. We're not going to do the big fat one. That's all. Because we got a lot of strands in there. So if a strand or two break off, I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. Now the moment of truth. Will this work or will it not work? We do not know yet, but we seem to think that it will work. Let's see. We get the screwdriver and we make sure that we turn these screws all the way out. I always have problems with these things. And Doug was saying something about some of them mount from the top and some are underneath. So we'll bring all these screws flush with the top. And the only thing I can say is, let's put the big one in first. We'll put it in the middle. Alright, let me just shorten that. It might be just a little bit too long. I purposely left these long. I think it's going in, and yep, it bottomed out. I can feel it. Okay, tighten the screw down. I can't pull it out, so I must be in the hole. I'm in the hole, everybody! Holy mackerel there, Andy. Well, let's see. That's a little too long. We gotta shorten it a little bit. Can you imagine me trying to get a transistor lead in here every time to test it? I've seen guys use these things and put their transistor in like bing, bing, bing and use it. That's a pain in the neck. You got to have supervision I mean super eyesight vision. I don't mean to be supervised. Or something, you know? In order to do that, let's trim this one out. And gotta make sure that these are tight, because they do pull out on me. Alright, this is tight, this is tight, and this is tight. There we go. Alright, let me get this piece of heat shrink back in the case there. We'll come back on one and we're going to make some transistor checks here. Alright, we got a drawer full of the oddball power transistors here. Got my 9-volt battery here. I guess you know, don't really stay there too well. I could have made a left this board longer. Now you probably will not be able to see that, so let me try to get you closer here. Hang on a minute. Alright, I really should look at the book on this. What do you do? Connect the leads up first? Or do you push this? Well, let's see. Test the battery, 9.1 volts. No unknown device, okay. Alright, so let's take a 2N3055. Well, I know it's an NPN. 123 equals CEB or CE8. B equals 33. UF, I can't read that. Alright, so, but there she is, connected up. And it works really well. Got to do it this way, because I can't just work from here. It's impossible. Alright, let's try another transistor here. Alright, here's another 2N3055. Gee, my camera battery's showing low. And I left this plugged into the computer for an hour. Let's try this. NPN. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Emitter, base, and collector. Well, I guess it's 1, 2, 3 counting from the left, I would imagine. Alright, so let's... What happened? Went out. I guess it times out. I'm trying to read... Okay. Collector's number 3. Okay. Alright. Well, that's good. I guess that's a beta. And I don't know what this is. Well, I'm not sure if that's in focus or not. But this one is one of them I got from Jewett City in that junk box. I have no idea what it is, and I can't even read the number on it. Let me try to read it to you. It'll be off camera, but I'm going to read it to you right here. Alright. MRC is engraved in the plastic way up on the top, but it's not part of the number. A BT like in Baker Tony A26. 8008W. Under that is a C018. So, anyways, let's just try to test it here. Got here. No idea. No idea what that is. So let's wait till it goes out and we'll push the button again. I think if you do it before then, I think it'll just go into all those other numbers. Testing or something. No idea what that is. That don't look like a diode symbol. 2 and 3. Alright, let's hit it again. No idea. Anyways, I'm going to end this video. Put it together. Hopefully we'll get it up tonight. So, now you see how the old 64-goat blind tinkerer works. You don't see these. This is behind the scenes, and so we let you in behind the scenes. I have some stuff, like I say, from Jim, and I'll be working on that, and that'll be a separate video. This took me a lot longer than I thought. Thanks for watching.